Hello! Today we're going to start our brand new unit on Mexico. Over the next few days, we will study many aspects of Mexico, such as Mexican geography, Mexican economy, Mexican history, and what life is like in Mexico today. Now, today we're going to start off with the most basic things, and that is Mexican geography. What I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to get out a brand new sheet of paper, and in the middle on the top, write Mexico and underline it. Today we're going to talk about the land, the geography of Mexico. Now, you already know some of the physical features of Mexico from your map, such as the Sierra Madre Oriental and the Sierra Madre Occidental, also Yucatan Peninsula and Baja California. Well, today we're going to build on this, and we're going to take a look at what effects some of these landforms have on life in Mexico. For example, Mexico is rugged with two main mountain ranges along the coast and a high plateau in the middle. Most of the people live in the plateau. Mexico is rugged with two main mountain ranges along the coast and a high plateau in the middle. Most of the people live in the plateau. Mexico is rugged with two main mountain ranges along the coast and a high plateau in the middle. Most of the people live in the plateau. Let's take a look at this. If this were Mexico looking from the side, if I would chop it in half, it would look like this. Most of the people would be living right here up in the plateau. In Mexico, the plateau of Mexico, which is in south central Mexico, is heavily populated. We will continue talking about that in just a few moments. But you need to know that Mexico is rugged with two mountain ranges along the coast and high plateau in the middle. Most of the people live in the plateau. Weather is affected by latitude. The southern regions are hot and wet, while the north is warm and dry. Weather is affected by latitude. The southern regions are hot and wet, while the north is warm and dry. Weather is affected by latitude. The southern regions are hot and wet, while the north is warm and dry. It's almost as if the southern regions are hot and wet, kind of like they're in a tropical rainforest almost. Well, not really, but almost as if. While the north is warm and dry. It's almost as if it's desert-like. And when you take a look at the Earth's climates, yes, it is more dry and desert-like up there. You will discover that what is on the north side of Mexico, but the southwest United States, states like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, they're known for being very dry. Tomorrow, we'll talk more about how they use this climate to their advantage and how they live and make money off of the climate. But latitude is very important. The higher up you go, the drier it gets. The more southern you go, the wetter it gets. Altitude affects life. Many people live in the cooler, higher mountains. Altitude affects life. Many people live in the cooler, higher mountains. Altitude affects life. Many people live in the cooler, higher mountains. Let's take a look at this in further detail. This is a population distribution map of Mexico. It shows where people live. What we're going to do is take a look at the geography of Mexico, and we'll take a look at the weather and understand where it is, why people live where they live. Let's begin. So first off, what we have is we have the mountains. Remember, it's very rugged. They have them here. On the west side. Now, you don't have to do this. And they have them going here on the east side. As you recall from your maps, they're the Sierra Madre Oriental and the Sierra Madre Occidental. This being Oriental, meaning east, Occidental, meaning west. So you can see it's very, very mountainous here. When we take a look at climates, we mentioned how the north is warm and dry. Okay, so Mr. Sun tells you it's warm and dry and there's not a cloud in the sky. But down here, it is hot. But also very rainy. Okay, so we got rain coming down, rain coming down. So here it's dry and sunny up here in the north. Down here, sunny, hot, and rains a lot. So we understand the differences between northern Mexico and southern Mexico. Now we must do is take a look. Most people live up the mountains and in the plateau. You can tell by my mountains that there are a lot of people, particularly located here. Okay, a lot of people are located here, up in the plateau of Mexico. It's central. It's located very centrally. The land is flat. It's a plateau. Remember when we went back and we saw this up here? It makes perfect sense why people would farm up here, why people would live up here. It'd make a whole lot of sense. Also, on top of that, the weather is cooler. How much cooler? Well, let's take a look. Right here is Mexico City. Down here is a resort called Acapulco. Let's take a look and see what the weather's going to be. Notice Acapulco is along the coast and Mexico City is up in the plateau. So we pull up this website. And we pull up this website again. And we wait while it pulls up this website. What I'm doing is I'm pulling up weather.com. I'm pulling up the 5-day weather forecast for Acapulco. If it ever decides to pop up. As you can see, it's supposed to be 90 degrees, 94 degrees, 92 degrees, lots of thunderstorms up there. Now, let's just take a look and pull up Mexico City's weather. And the 5-day forecast for Mexico City. Wow, look at that. It's supposed to be 74 tomorrow. Partly cloudy, partly cloudy. Now it's rainy. But there will be some rain on Friday and Saturday. So literally, it's 15 degrees cooler up in Mexico City. 15 degrees cooler in Mexico City. Okay, while my computer takes its sweet time. 15 degrees cooler. So you can see it's 15 degrees colder here than it is right here. And they're not that far away, just a few hours away. In fact, many people who live in Mexico City go to Acapulco for a long weekend, and it's a big resort area. So that explains why so many people live up here in the plateau. We will talk more about what life is like in the plateau tomorrow. So, thank you very much. You can get started on your work.